Hey guys, Samu7 here, and welcome to the second moto of Amsoil. On the back row we have Bean, Ump, Cookie, Detail, Slaunch, and Vulcan. And a big discussion this race is going to be who's going to take the overall. Rebel definitely in the best position to do so as we go through the front row with Deathlord, Hunter, Blades, Rebel, and Luke and HT, as well as Opix on the far outside, right side from our perspective. And here we go, waiting for the gate to drop. And we're green. Who's going to take the whole shot? Oh, pretty tight battle. Whoever was off of their goose, I think that was Rebel, actually got a pretty poor start. But now he's in like third, fourth or so. I think he's in fourth right now, so that's actually not that bad. Opix definitely with the whole shot. Bean and Luke currently in a battle for second and third. And then I have no idea where Slaunch is. Slaunch looks like he's pretty far back in the pack. It looks like he's buried. Oh, wait, there he is. I think, yeah, there's Slaunch. Okay, so Slaunch is like just outside of the top 5. Just trying to keep track of where these drivers are at. And Slaunch is in pretty good overall position. Rebel just makes the pass, I think. Oh, no. Actually gets hit on the inside. So Rebel's still battling for 4th place. Oh, man. He's not getting any room out there. Trying to make a move around the inside. There you go. Slaunch is going to follow him up on that inside. This is their best chance for moves. Oh my god. Whoever that driver is on the outside is really checking him up. Going into the whoops. I honestly wouldn't be surprised if somebody gets like a bad whoop run through there because that's pretty tight. Oh, battle for the lead. Luke around the inside and completes the pass on Opix. So Luke's going to take the lead. Opix still holding on to second though. So good run for Opix so far. If he can hold on, this would definitely be his best Supercross run of the season if he can hold on. Starts help, man. Starts help a lot. Opix not the best, not the strongest Supercross driver, but getting that start out front on a track like this, he should be able to piece together a nice finish here. And here we go to Slaunch. Slaunch and Detail both actually buried extremely deep in the pack. But people going down in the booter is definitely going to help them make some passes. Oh, that sucks. Detail could have followed Slaunch right there and made a move for like 2 or so passes, but got cheesed on the inside. That's really unfortunate. Definitely could have made up some ground with him. Slaunch still on a mission here. He's behind Hunter. Hunter, not one of the best Supercross drivers, known more as a GP specialist, and so Slaunch is definitely going to try to work his way by Hunter as fast as he can, which is definitely going to be advantageous for him if he can. Oh, Slaunch pops a bad whip, and he's got work to do. Slaunch has definitely got work to do to catch up in this moto. Here we go to Ump. Ump, a new driver for HRL at least. I think he's raced in the past, in past Halos. I'm not exactly sure which one. I'm just going to take a guess off the top of my head and say Halo 4, but I'm not exactly sure. I do know that he does have previous Halo racing experience, and definitely expecting Ump to be a solid driver once he gets a few races under his belt in Halo 5. It takes a little bit to learn the intricacies of the Halo 5 physics and kind of how everything works, but with a little bit of practice, I think he's going to be solid. Just needs to put in the time, and he should be able to see some results. Speaking of which, Ump could also make the championship series, and by could, I mean could. Like, that is a very, 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 very big could. I doubt he does in his current position, but theoretically, if he goes into the wild cards and just dominates, he could still make it. So, same situation with Bean and Ump. If they show up to the wild card and just dominate both wild card races, very, very likely that we could see those two in the championship series if they do that. But chances of them doing it are pretty minimal. Although at the same time, I still do think we're going to have some points battles that go into the wild card. I think the wild card is going to play a huge role, perhaps not in a new driver getting a champ series position, but in current drivers' champ series positions getting shaken up. That could happen. I'm not exactly sure if anybody new will get in there, but oh, that sucks for Blades. That sucks for Blades. Slaunch is by him now. Blades is going to try to fight back. Definitely has a better run through the whoops. Trying to go to the inside, but there's a close battle in front of him. It goes Slaunch's POV. Oh, yeah. Slaunch's got a good run on the outside. and then it's going to help him on the inside coming up. So Slaunch should be able to get by Blades here. Pretty solid move. All set up in the booter. Oh man, he almost goes down. Has to save it. And that sucks. Blades is definitely going to lose that position now. Slaunch is going to get by. Now he's got to work on Vulcan, and then he's got to work on Ump. All these freaking blue drivers with the camo gooses. Not even... They're all blue. They all have similar armor, and they all picked the Arctic Goose. Literally just trying to ruin my race experience of trying to like call out who people are. Ooh, Ump definitely made a mistake right there, and he endos a little bit. Vulcan actually gets by him. Wow, that sucks for Ump. Oh man, he has a bad run on the outside as well. That's horrible for Ump. And I'm sure Blades is going to be right there on him as well. Ump is definitely going to have to string together some good laps. You actually saw Luke on the right side of your screen right there, so that's an idea of how big the lead gap is. He's got, on Slaunch in particular, he's got a good, like, 2 sections right now. He was going into this berm right here when Slaunch was hitting that area in the whoops. So, that is a big lead. Ooh, a little squirrely right there. Slaunch able to make the pass, though. And Blades definitely worked his way by Ump. He's right behind Slaunch, so Blades trying to work his way back up to another top 5. Here's Opix trying to hold off Bean. Opix wants to hold on to that second place really hard. I mean, he would love to be in the lead battle with Luke, but he, you know, he's not the best at Supercross. He's lost quite a bit of ground, and at this point, he's really just trying to put together his best Supercross race of the season. I think this is definitely his best track so far. Even though he's not the fastest, I definitely think Opix has some speed here and some consistency. All he needed was that start, and now that he's got the start, he's going to fight his hardest to hold on to that second place. And there's Ump getting by Vulcan. I kind of figured that would happen. And is that Bean? Oh, wow. Bean's actually behind Vulcan here. That's crazy. Bean, more of a GP specialist, and I know I say this for quite a few people, most of the British people, but he is more of a GP specialist, so... gonna see him struggle a little bit. Oh, gets by Vulcan though. Gonna see him struggle a little bit on these Supercross tracks, but when he gets to that GP track, we have Mirabilis coming at the end of the season, and might be able to see him do something. Here's Deathlord. Deathlord, his first start on Halo 5, and he's not very much of a Supercross aficionado. He's more of a oval guy. He can also put in decent work at a road course. But definitely more of an oval guy. I'm really hoping to see him show up to that final doubleheader of the season, because if we do, then we could get a sight into what Deathlord can do on an oval. I would not be surprised if he could take a win there, at least a podium, because ovals are definitely his specialty. Very solid driver in Adrenaline, Halo Racing League on Reach. He also participated in a little bit when Edward had a series called Strictly Stock on Halo 4 for ovals, and Deathlord competed in that with myself actually a little bit, and we were both pretty solid there in battle. Wolf Vulcan cheeses Luke into the barrier right there, but he's just gonna fight back. Luke definitely has a huge lead at this point. It's gonna take a lot for him to get back in this, and by him to get back in this, I'm referring to these other drivers. I'm referring to them, like Rebel, Slaunch. It's going to take a lot for that lead to diminish. But here we go to Rebel, and he's having a solid run. I'm not exactly sure. Is he behind Opix? I can't tell if Rebel's in second or third at this moment. I've gotten a little bit shook up on where him and Opix are, so hopefully we can figure that out here in a little bit. Here we go back to Luke just having a solid run. As you can tell, Sunday drive for him. This is what it's like in Supercross. When you get the lead, all you got to do is just slice by the lap traffic. That's all you got to do. You know, people will say, oh, this person got the lead and they didn't have to make any passes. Well, yeah, they had to make plenty of passes. They had to pass, like, lap drivers 5 or 6 times. Like, you know, you don't have to make any passes to get to the front of the pack if you get, like, a really good start. Although Luke, in this case, passed Bean and Opix, so he did. But what I'm saying is that, like, let's say you get a hole shot, and you know, people will say, like, oh, that person doesn't have to make any, you know, and then they get the win. They'll say, oh, that person got the win and they didn't have to make any passes. Not necessarily true all the time, because especially in HRL, because there's always lap drivers, and like that's important passes. If you don't make those passes well and efficiently, I mean, that's gonna suck. Speaking of which, I'm pretty sure Rebel has gotten by. Wow, Slaunch with the comeback. Here he goes, beating and banging on Opix. That's insane. Slaunch is in third now. Absolutely crazy comeback for him. And look, Rebel's right there. Rebel is right there in second, not that far ahead. Slaunch can definitely close this gap. He was in a similar position, similar gap in the first moto with not that much time, and he was able to catch up but just not able to make the pass. I mean, heck, Slaunch can do it here. And then Opix still holding on to fourth. I mean, that's pretty good for him. If I'm Opix here, I'm trying to like keep up with Slaunch, watch his line, and sort of stay close to him, because if he gains on Rebel, that's going to be a good opportunity for Opix to try to make a move. So if I'm Opix, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm just trying to like watch Slaunch's line, and I'm trying to follow him as he passes lappers, and try to make a move if he ever gets in that situation. Oh no, Rebel! Oh no, Rebel makes a mistake. That is absolutely horrid for the overall in terms of Rebel. He just sounded like Trump right there. Anyways, he's gonna lose that overall right now at this moment. He had the overall, but with Slaunch passing him, that actually gives it to Slaunch, which would be crazy if he wins the overall, because we've never had a driver not win a moto and win an overall this season. I think we've had it happen in previous seasons in other series, or we've raced a long time. We definitely have, but we have not had it happen this season. So that would be crazy if Slaunch does it right here. But Rebel, I mean, if he holds on to this podium position, he doesn't really need the overall, you know? Like, he definitely wants it. But if he loses this overall, not the end of the world for Rebel. He's still got plenty of races to get another moto win to, like, to more securely attain his position in the championship series. He definitely has plenty of time to do so. And we come to the white flag. Lucas had a dominant race so far. Had a solid start, only had to make a couple passes and then had to work his way by lap traffic. Completely different story than the first moto for him, because the first moto he was like pretty far in the back and just had to fight his way up to a fourth place. And in this moto, really good start, only had to make a couple passes, take that lead, and then just run consistent from that point on. And here he comes through the booter. Yup, perfect landing. That's going to be it. He's going to take the win. Checkered flag. Luke takes the win here. First Supercross victory of the season for him. As we go through the rest of the pack, we'll have the results pop up on the screen here in a second for you guys. All right, let's go through the Moto 2 results. In first, we had Luke. Second, Papa. Third, Rebel. Fourth, Opix. Fifth, we had Blades. And then in sixth, Ump. Pretty solid finish for him. Bean, seventh. And eighth, Detail. Ninth, Vulcan. 10th, Deathlord, Hunter HT 11-12, Cookie in 13th, who pulled off. And then in the overall points, Papa's going to take the overall without taking a win. And then Rebel, Luke, Blades, and Opix rounding out the top 5. You can look through the rest of the overall if you do wish. Ump and Bean, Detail, all those guys having pretty solid finishes in that overall. Cat could have had a really solid overall finish if he was able to race the second moto. Guaranteed top 5 for him if he did. And here we go through the podium. There it is. There's the overall podium. Slaunch taking his overall, Rebel, and then Luke. And then here's the Moto 2 podium. Luke, Slaunch, and Rebel. Hope you guys enjoyed that. See you next time.